Hi, I'm Steve He. I am CEO and President of StevenAcademy. According to some Gangnam Mother's rating of Hagwon teachers, I am one of the top five Hagwon teachers in Korea. The top in writing, actually. Somebody else is top in math, somebody else is top in reading comprehension, another in basket weaving, as I remember, but I think writing is quite prestigious, and I was quite surprised by it. They did get my academic credentials wrong, so I did graduate as an English literature major from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I applied to all these other schools at East Coast, West Coast, but being the youngest of four boys, my parents could only afford to send me to a state university, even though I got accepted into Chicago and Northwestern. And I didn't want to be unemployed either, so I started out as an electrical engineering major and eventually changed to English literature, my true first love. But the unemployment part got me quite chicken. What it did, though, is it gave me a lot of background into the structure of writing and seeing writing as a construction that can be reverse engineered and taught to students. So this Hagwon, though, StevenAcademy, is quite a good academy, and I think it's quite a reasonable price because I pick all of my own teachers. Not one teacher of ours has been picked by anybody else other than me. I see all of their demonstration classes, I interview them personally. Not one teacher has been picked by anybody else, and I think that maintains the quality of the StevenAcademy brand. However, because we abide by all the Ministry of Education rules and we pay all our taxes, it also de facto makes us one of the cheapest Hagwons in the Seoul Gangnam area. Cheap, however, does not mean that we are cheap in quality, low in quality. We are quite good, again, because of the teaching and the teaching staff and the direct interview and mock class viewing and direct picking of all of our teachers. Now, we teach all of the AP subjects all year round, all of the SAT 2 subjects all year round, new SAT, ACT, TOEFL, anything that you need to get into a US undergraduate degree program in America. So we also have a CENT class, what we call the CENT class, which is an acronym for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Including 5th and 6th graders too, which is more of a feeder program into our college prep courses, because at core, writing and English is the key to doing well on the SATs and ACTs. So I myself teach ACT writing, SAT 1 writing, new and old, and the academic writing. Now, most teachers, in my opinion, don't teach the body paragraphs very, very well. They teach the introductions and the conclusions very well because it's a very teachable area of the writing platform, because there's a lot of things that teachers need to do. You have to teach the hook, you have to teach the thesis, you have to teach the background, and then you have to teach the conclusion, how not to be redundant when you do the thesis again, when you do the background again in the conclusion. I teach the body paragraph, of course the introduction and conclusion too, but the body paragraph is the key, I believe, because that's where all the argumentation, that's where all the analysis comes in. And American teachers, Western teachers, when they complain about how not good Korean students are, the number one complaint is that their analysis is not good. Their argumentation is not good. Your analysis is not good. Your argumentation is not good. So I teach that. I teach argumentation in the body paragraph, the key to doing well in writing, the key to doing well in academic writing. So when I started out as an electrical engineering major, it taught me all of the engineering type of thinking and philosophy to take apart the writing of good writers and put it back together, or teach students to put it back together into a very coherent whole essay. So when the students are able to see the writing process step by step, structure by structure, like I am taking an iPhone, I'm taking it apart, showing students how to take it apart, and showing students how to put it back together. And the putting back together is you're writing your own essays in the structure of academic writing on the SAT-1 test, on the ACT test, on the TOEFL test, and in your homework in school too. Now, to be more specific about the SAT-1, in particular the 2016 new SAT-1, it is perhaps the most close to real academic writing as possible. 50 minutes, you get a long reading passage that's about a page long. You have to read it. You have to refer to it in citations. And that's the very, very difficult thing. That's something that a lot of non-Western students do not do very well. That's something that a lot of Korean students do not do very well. Again, when you cite quotations from the reading and make it a part of your own writing, it takes quite a lot of grammar agility and logical agility to be able to incorporate that smoothly and seamlessly into your own sentences. And when you do that, you show off how great your brain is. But at the same time, it's hard to do. And I teach it to you formulaically, I teach it to you how to do it, and I teach you the analysis for those citation sentences too. However, it is a 50-minute essay. So students who write very, very well, and there are a lot of American students who write quite well, those students who write quite well, will have all the opportunity to write very, very well indeed. And you are competing with them. 50 minutes. When it was a 25-minute essay in the old SAT, it was more of a challenge to get everything in. And it was not so much rewarding students who wrote well, but students who wrote very, very efficiently and fast, which are two different things. 50 minutes, not so anymore. 50 minutes, it's your whole brain on a plate, on a piece of paper for all to see. Okay? So that's a very, very challenging situation. New ACT is, since September 2015, the new ACT writing method has become changed too. And it has a very short one-paragraph introduction, and then you have 3 different positions. The 3 different positions are, 2 are very, very different from each other, and the 3rd is like the middle of the road. And you have 3 or 4 pages, just like the new SAT has become a lot more space to write in too. You have 4 pages maximum to write in. Of course, you need to write at least 3 for both the ACT and the new SAT. But the ACT, the new ACT, the post-September 2015 ACT is very, very difficult too, to get the 3 positions, align them, to juggle them, and to fit them into the paragraphs very, very well. I teach you how to do that. Again, I am the engineer, I am the mechanic. Okay? We can structure that into an ACT essay and have it flow and have it be argued. The trick is, though, in the 3 positions in my teaching of it, though, that I've seen so far, is that students have a great difficulty being not redundant in the different body paragraphs. The 3 positions, it's very easy to give away your position when you're talking about somebody else's position that you disagree with. And then when you're talking about position 2, it's easy to repeat your own position and talk about position 2 at the same time. And then position 3, and then you get to your own position. So you have 4 different opportunities to have repeated your own position. So avoiding that redundancy aspect is very, very important, and is something that I'll be teaching you, and that is something that we'll be focusing on. An academic essay, last but not least. I could teach TOEFL essay, but I haven't taught it recently in the Hagwon for a long time for a lot of various reasons. But the academic essay, though, is, well, I'm so good at certain things, why should I do more of other things too, is, I think, my philosophy. So in the academic essay, the essay will have to be written with students cognizant of knowledgeable of the many, many different varieties and choices that they have. So I'll not be teaching just the standard paragraph structure, but variations in paragraph structure, like topic sentence in the middle, topic sentence at the end, no topic sentence body paragraphs. What are the specific requirements of those kinds of paragraphs? Well, first of all, they're usually shorter. And topic sentence in the middle, for example, the beginning sentences have to be very, very obviously and very, very clearly unified. And to do that, there's a certain way that we have to write. Because in such a long essay where these variations occur, and not your standard 5-paragraph essay, You have to be varied in your structure in your body paragraphs, otherwise it becomes boring. So in order to avoid the monotony of having the same structure all the time, in a very, very long academic essay, you need to have those variations. And to simulate that, but also at the same time for me to not avoid going into a lot of literature and literary analysis, I usually teach with 2 short stories, like D.H. Lawrence, Ernest Hemingway, The Battler, D.H. Lawrence, The Fox, D.H. Lawrence, The Rocking Horse Racer, Guy de Maupassant, The Necklace. So these short stories, when they're paired together, the most difficult writing task, I believe, is the comparison essay. So we compare the 2 short stories, and you have to, as a student, juggle the 2 stories and the themes all into one. And well, anyway, that's an overview. It's kind of getting a little bit too much into class, and I thought maybe I might be losing you in sleep or something like that. So wake up, okay? But anyway, to sum up, that's it. That's for me, Steve He. And so if you take my class, I will go into a lot more detail about what I'll be teaching you. If you take my class, I will go into making you the good writer that you should be and deserve to be. And if you take my class, you will feel comfortable in the writing process, which most students, for not being not being clever, but for most students is a very, very uncomfortable and difficult task. It needn't be if I'm there. Okay? So, take care. Thank you. And I'm Steve He.